Do have a big podcast today.
It's quite a serious topic.
A serious topic. It's not necessarily something we wanted to do.
No, not at all, to be honest. I really didn't want to have to make this podcast, to be honest, but I suppose in our position, and I'm trying to make this in the most respectful, just impartial way possible, but it is our podcast at the end of the day. A lot of people do listen to it, and I believe we should have the freedom to be able to talk about these broader issues and specific issues that occur to us. And I know it's been kind of the elephant in the room for a little while now, and people were kind of demanding an explanation, and I believe they do deserve an explanation, but I just wanted them to be patient and for us to collect the facts, to collect some evidence and really put our story together, or the facts together, not even the story, and do it in kind of the most, as I said, the best and most appropriate way possible, and that is kind of the BrockFit issue and our honest thoughts on him.
We have complete respect for Brock, and we're not trying to, tear anyone down.
The point of this podcast isn't to tear Brock down, right? The point of this podcast is to use it as almost a teaching moment, because let's face it, I made a mistake. Let's be honest, I put myself in this position, and I think it is a good teaching moment just from like a financial literacy perspective and also just a risk perspective. And like, to be honest, like there were some things that I was also unhappy about, which I want to kind of speak about.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's been a long process, I suppose, over the last couple of months, where it's just like carried on and
way too long.
Lies have been told, and like things, people aren't being honest, and it kind of just got to the point where it's like, enough is enough, and I'm like, we'll touch on it later, but there's other people have come forward with different allegations, so it all kind of makes sense. And I suppose the point of this podcast is to just kind of educate different people.
And before we get into the crux of it, I just want to reaffirm we really didn't want to we got really close through that, because let's face it, he's really good at like getting the big numbers in and like that, but I thought I could help him kind of monetize his audience a little bit and make $1 out of it. Basically, like, I was pretty damn close to the guy, trusted him a lot, like would consider him a close friend at that point. We have a pretty established merchandise line or apparel line. We've got good suppliers. We can just order whenever we want. We know what we're doing. It's pretty streamlined. We said, like Brock and I were chatting about, like, we should make some merch for you because you got like this many fans. Why don't we create some t-shirts? You can sell them $40-50 each. The cost to make them $20-25. That's like, you're making $20 a t-shirt kind of thing. You get 50 of those. 20 times 50 is what? That's like $1,000 profit kind of thing. And so there was like a little project we thought we'd get into, and so we got the graphic designer to make it like with the cute little "is that good" thing. I'd wear it around, put it on my socials. We loved it. Kids were buying it, and we got a certain amount, and a few of them sold, but they probably didn't sell out as quick as we would have hoped, or even as quick as our apparel sells. So I suppose on that front it was a little bit like disappointing, just from like a business performance sense. And
it's a risk you take though, like
it's a risk you take, but what we did say was we would pay for the stock up front, pay the supplier, and once we sell out we would pay Brock we would pay Brock the proceeds. I believe that's what it was. Like we negotiated we agreed upon a certain rate, so we would pay the upfront fee, and once we sell enough and that upfront fee gets paid for, we keep that, and then like the profit from that goes to Brock.
It was pretty bloody safe for him.
It was pretty
safe. He
safe.
Essentially just needed to promote the product.
Exactly right. It was like the cost plus a processing fee, and Brock keeps the rest.
Exactly.
And like, let's face it, they still haven't sold out kind of thing, and so there are a few more issues which we'll get into, but
so that's the second bit of it. So I mean, you were very close with him. I'd say he's one of your very good friends, and then obviously we went into business with him, which is fine. Like, we weren't too concerned about losing that. Kind of like, it's just something. It's like, okay, we just need to keep promoting it, which we know we can sell things. I'm sure, like, if Brock kept promoting them and stuff, we could have kept selling as well. And then I suppose fast forward a couple of months, then you get a text